Ever catch yourself daydreaming about having a nice cushion of savings in the bank, but then immediately dismiss the thought because you're not exactly pulling in six figures? Well, I've got some good news for you. What if I told you that saving $10,000 in a year was easily achievable, even if you're on a low income? There are clever ways you can grow your savings pot to reach the $10,000 mark over the next 12 months. So, without wasting any time, let's get started. A goal of saving $10,000 in a year might sound like a mountain you just can't climb. But hey, even Mount Everest was conquered one step at a time, right? Let's break this massive goal down into smaller, more manageable pieces so we can track your progress and celebrate those little wins along the way. Now, how you slice up this big goal can depend on how you're getting paid. Maybe you get a weekly paycheck, or perhaps it's bi-weekly. Either way, we can adjust the strategy to suit your situation. So let's get into the numbers. To hit that $10,000 mark within a year, here's what you'll need to save at different time intervals. On a monthly basis, think about setting aside roughly $833. If you're paid bi-weekly, that would be around $385 per paycheck. Now, for those of you getting paid every week, aim for $192 each time. And if you're the type who likes to think about this on a daily basis, it's just about $28 per day. Once we break it down, it doesn't seem as intimidating. And the best part is you can pick the number that best fits your lifestyle when setting up your savings plan. Now that you know about how much you need to save, here are the 6 steps that will take you from $0 to $10,000 in a year. Step 1. Evaluate income and expenses. All right, step 1 on our journey to save $10,000 is like setting the GPS for a road trip. Before we get going, we need to know exactly where we're starting from. I'm talking about evaluating your income and expenses. This isn't the time to make guesses or approximations. We're aiming for pinpoint accuracy. You could go old school with a pen and paper, but hey, we're living in a digital age, and there are tons of digital tools out there that make this step a breeze. For example, budgeting apps, some of which can even offer you personalized recommendations on where you can trim the fat off your spending. So the aim is to get a crystal clear picture of your financial landscape. What's coming in, what's going out, and most importantly, where can we carve out some room to start funneling money into your savings account? Once you've got this all mapped out, you're ready to zero in on those areas where you can start saving. Believe me, they're there. You just have to know where to look. Step 2. Making a savings plan. You've got your financial GPS set, and now it's time to plot the course. That's right, I'm talking about creating an actionable savings plan. This is essentially your treasure map to that $10,000 chest of gold. Your plan should spell out how much you'll save regularly, where you'll be stashing that treasure, and how it's going to grow. Let's get specific. How often will you be tucking money away into your savings account? Weekly, bi-weekly, or maybe monthly? Whatever suits your financial flow. And speaking of flow, you'll want that money to grow, right? So make sure you pick a high-interest savings account that turns your savings into a little money-making machine. The good news? You can automate the whole process. Most banks will happily set up auto transfers from your checking account to your savings, making it super easy to stick to your plan without even lifting a finger. Step 3. Cutting unnecessary expenses. This step is about becoming a financial ninja, slicing and dicing your way through unnecessary expenses. Go through your budget again, but this time identify all the extras you can live without. Think of it as your monthly financial diet. We're cutting the junk food to make room for the good stuff, your savings. Here are some questions to ask yourself. Could you cook more meals at home instead of dining out? What about that streaming service you subscribe to but never use? That's got to go. What about your mode of transportation? Could you opt for a bus or a subway occasionally instead of splurging on ride-hailing services? Could you even negotiate some of your bills down? Yep, give them a call and ask. You'd be surprised how much you can save. Remember, every dollar you shave off your expenses is another dollar marching proudly into your savings account. Step 4. Find ways to increase your income. In Step 4, we're not just cutting down on costs, but we're also building a new revenue stream. Yeah, you heard that right. If cost cutting alone isn't getting you to your goal fast enough, it's time to think about fattening up that income. Got a skill or hobby that you can monetize? Maybe some freelance work or a side gig. What about that old guitar or those clothes in the back of your closet? You can sell those online. If you're really daring, why not negotiate a salary raise or look for a job that pays better? It might be just the boost your saving journey needs. Step 5. Avoid new debt. Moving on to Step 5, and this one is like the red traffic light in your financial journey. Avoid new debt. Yeah, those shiny credit cards can be tempting, but remember, high-interest debt is like a hole in your savings bucket. It just drains everything out. Not only do you have to pay it off eventually, but it also costs you in monthly payments and interest. Keep that credit card in your wallet and use cash or debit whenever possible to stay in the green. However, there's only one exception. If that new debt has the ability to pay you even more in less than 12 months, then that's a green light. Number 6. Investment. Step 6 is where you unleash your inner Warren Buffett. Investing wisely. I get it, the world of investing can be intimidating, but it can also give your savings a serious boost. Whether you're into stocks, bonds, or mutual funds, the key is to do your homework and maybe even consult a financial advisor. But if you're not up for the roller coaster of the stock market, there's no shame in going for safer options like high-yield savings accounts or certificates of deposit. Right now, the rates are pretty good, so even these safe bets can help you reach that $10,000 goal faster than you think. Okay, so we spoke about the 6 steps to save $10,000 in a year, but this section is probably even more important than the last. Major mistakes to avoid while saving $10,000. To be honest, mistakes happen, but knowing is half the battle, right? So first up, not accounting for variable expenses. Life is full of surprises, and some of those surprises cost money. We're talking car repairs, quarterly insurance payments, or those holiday gifts you suddenly remembered you have to buy. The solution? Keep a list and budget a monthly allowance for those unexpected but unavoidable costs. Second, not getting specific financial goals. Saving $10,000 is great, but why are you saving it? Emergency fund? Retirement? That dream vacation? Knowing what you're saving for can be a huge motivator and keep you from derailing. Saving is good. Turning it into a hermit to avoid spending isn't. Trust me, it's okay to go out for dinner once in a while or grab that coffee. The key is moderation. Factor in a small budget for these little treats. It'll make the savings journey more enjoyable. Moreover, the allure of impulse buying. It can be a budget killer. To combat this, adopt the 24-hour rule. When something catches your eye, wait 24 hours before you actually buy it. More often than not, that must-have feeling will pass, saving you money in the long run. Lastly, let's talk about being flexible. Life changes, and so should your budget. Whether you get a raise or rent goes up, make sure you adjust your budget accordingly. Regular check-ins can ensure you're getting the most out of your income and still on track to reach that $10,000 goal. If you enjoyed watching this, why not check out this video next to hear about 5 side hustles you could use to boost your earnings to get you to that goal even quicker.